Welcome back. It's Deck Tech. This time with Landfall. Thank you guys so much for joining us again. Oh my goodness. This has been a crazy adventure for us, and we are enjoying every minute of it. Oh my gosh. So, first things first, let's look at our fodder. So, these are the creatures that you're going to bring out, and essentially they're good, but you could let them go ahead and get attacked, and that way you can potentially prevent some damage from coming your way. So we've got Drover Grizzly, not bad, but it's a 4-2, so luckily when blocking, it's going to hopefully destroy that other creature. We got Patient Naturalist. And when Patient Naturalist enters the battlefield, you mill 3 cards, put a land card from among the milled cards into your hand. If you can't, create a treasure token, and it's a 2-3. Also, whenever Dover Grizzly attacks while saddled, creatures you control gain trample until end of turn, which is very handy. Only takes 1 to saddle. Scare Tiller. Whenever Scare Tiller becomes tapped, choose 1. You may put a land card from your hand onto the battlefield tapped. Return target land card from your graveyard to the battlefield tapped. Costs 4 to bring out, but it's a 1-4. And guys, I'm not building this deck to be too stompy. This is not a Mossborn Hydra deck. It does have some Hydras and Worms in it, but they're not that ridiculous. So, next, Dusyut Earthcarver, Elephant Druid, 4-4, Reach. When this creature enters, it endures 3, which means you put 3 +1/+1 counters on it, or create a 3/3 white spirit creature token. I thought that was cool. Fun thing to mess around with. Traveling Botanist, Dog Scout. Costs 2 to bring out, 2-3. Whenever this creature becomes tapped, look at the top card of your library. If it's a land card, you may reveal it and put it into your hand. If you don't put the card into your hand, you may put it into your graveyard. And we've got Primordial Pachyderm, Elephant Warrior, 4-4, Reach, Trample. When this creature enters, you gain 2 life. Always handy to gain a couple of life. And not bad for, 4 mana. Sabertooth Moose Lion, 7-7, Reach, Forest Cycling for 2. So 2, and then you discard this card. You can search your library for a forest card, reveal it, put it into your hand, and then shuffle. And then Ragamuffin Raptor, which is a dinosaur, pretty cool. For 5 mana, you can bring him out. When this creature enters, return up to 1 target creature or food card from your graveyard to your hand. And it's a 4-3, not bad. Alright. Now, I gotta get some more, but normally this would have 4 Llanowar Elves in it. Why? Because you get the land to bring out other creatures earlier, and it's a 1-1, so I mean, worst case scenario, you can block with it if you really need to. But we've also got Elvish Rejuvenator. When Elvish Rejuvenator enters the battlefield, look at the top 5 cards of your library, and you may put a land card from among them onto the battlefield tapped. Put the rest onto the bottom of your library in a random order. So you've got a landfall there, and it's a 1-1. Only costs 3 to bring out. Not bad. Eccentric Farmer for 3 mana. When Eccentric Farmer enters the battlefield, mill 3 cards, then you may return a land card from your graveyard to your hand. And it's a 2-3. Not bad, right? OTJ did some cool stuff. It's just you gotta find those cards in there. Springbloom Druid, 1-1, costs 3 to bring out again. When Springbloom Druid enters the battlefield, you may sacrifice a land. If you do, search your library for up to 2 land cards and put them onto the battlefield tapped, and then shuffle. So, if you've got... Oh, sorry guys. If you've got your 4 Evolving Wilds, sacrifice this land. Make sure you don't sacrifice that Evolving Wilds. Sacrifice a regular land card, because you're going to want to sacrifice that Evolving Wilds separately to gain another landfall. That's right. Satire Wayfinder. When Satire Wayfinder enters the battlefield, reveal the top 4 cards of your library. You may put a land card from among them into your hand, and then put the rest into your graveyard. 1-1, 2. Yep, sounds good. And then last but not least, the Mending of Dominaria. Mill 2 cards, then you may return a creature card from your graveyard to your hand, return all land cards from your graveyard to the battlefield, then shuffle your graveyard into your library. For 5 mana, that's amazing. And if you pull that and then you've got a couple of creature cards out that are already have landfall, yeah, it's that could be the game ender right there. So of course we've got our 4 Ride the Shoopoof, and this is for the landfall, and it's uncommon from Final Fantasy, costs 2 to bring out. Whenever a land you control enters, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control, and then when you've got enough, 7 mana in particular, you can put in 7 mana, and this creature becomes, or excuse me, this enchantment becomes a 7/7 beast creature in addition to its other types, and it still has landfall. Like, how more badass can you get? Okay, so we've got our 4 Evolving Wilds to give us the best chance of this landfall. After sacrificing, we're also including Terramorphic Expanse. If you wanted to trim out some of the creatures, some of the fodder there, you could definitely include 3 more Terramorphic Expanse and bring it to the table at your LGS, and everybody's probably going to say, oh, that's okay, there's just 4 Evolving Wilds and 4 Terramorphic Expanses, but it's also good to disclose, you know, hey, just wanted to make sure this was cool to play with, and that way you don't cause any further issues. If anybody does have any issues with it, then you can say, oh, okay, you know, I won't play with that, or maybe I'll take those cards out of here and replace them with some other cards if I need to for the time being. It keeps everything kosher and keeps everybody happy. So now we're going to get into the enchantments and sorceries. So we've got Vengeful Regrowth for 6. Return up to 3 target land cards from your graveyard to the battlefield tapped. Create that many 4/2 green plant warrior creature tokens with reach, and it's got flashback for 6 and 2 more green mana, and that means you may cast this card from your graveyard for its flashback cost, then exile it. So obviously after it's exiled, it's kaput, it's gone, it cannot be played again in the game, unless it's got you may play this card from exile. That is a thing. For you new players that are attending our video, and thank you guys so much for watching. We really appreciate it, and we hope to bring you a lot more quality content so you guys can not only learn, but be able to build some quality decks and have some fun, not only at your LGS, but also at your local table there right in your kitchen. So next we've got Hour of Promise. This costs 5 to bring out. Search your library for up to 2 land cards, put them onto the battlefield, tapped, then shuffle. Then if you control 3 or more deserts, create 2/2 black zombie creature tokens. Pretty sweet there. Harrow costs 3 to bring out. As an additional cost to cast the spell, sacrifice a land, but even though you're sacrificing a land, next you search your library for up to 2 basic land cards and put them onto the battlefield and then shuffle. Obviously, you can see why we are doing that one. Winding Way. Choose a creature or land, reveal the top 4 cards of your library. Put all cards of the chosen type revealed this way into your hand, and then the rest into your graveyard. Map the Frontier. Search your library for up to 2 basic land cards and or desert cards, put them onto the battlefield tapped, then shuffle. Explore. You may play an additional land this turn. Draw a card. Staggering Size. This one's kind of for giggles more than anything else. If you're able to, you know, get something out early, like Llanowar Elves or something, this can help you protect that Llanowar Elves a bit. Tend the Sprigs. 3 to bring out. Search your library for a basic land card. Put it onto the battlefield tapped, then shuffle. Then if you control 7 or more lands and or treefolk, create a 3/4 green treefolk creature token with reach. Not bad. Pitiless Fists. 4 to bring out. Enchant creature you control. When this aura enters, enchanted creature fights up to one target creature an opponent controls. An enchanted creature gets +2/+2, which can also be helpful real early. If you're able to get this out, like, turn 4, turn 3, possibly, if you've got a Llanowar Elves or 2 out already. And last enchantment and instant or sorcery here we've got, and this one again is just for funsies, Earthbender Ascension. When this enchantment enters, Earthbend 2, then search your library for a basic land card, put it onto the battlefield tapped, then shuffle, and it's got Landfall. Whenever a land you control enters, put a quest counter on this enchantment. When you do, if it has 4 or more quest counters on it, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control. It gains trample until end of turn. So that can definitely be helpful as well. Alright, last but not least, our creature list. And we'll go through these one by one. So we've got Titiana, Protector of Argoth, legendary creature elemental. It's a 5/3, costs 5 to bring out, and when Titiana, Protector of Argoth, enters the battlefield, return target land card from your graveyard to the battlefield. Whenever a land you control is put into the graveyard from battlefield, create a 5/3 green elemental creature token, and it's a 5/3. So that is sweet. I really like the artwork on this one. The artwork was done by Magali Villanueva. And then we've got Avenger of Zendikar, which is a little bit more costly, but as long as you've got a couple of your Llanowar Elves out, it'll do alright. You should be able to get it out in time to have some fun with them. But it costs 7 to bring out, creature, elemental. When Avenger of Zendikar enters the battlefield, create a 0/1 green plant creature token for each land you control. So if you've got a few lands out already, this is really going to help. And then it's got Landfall on top of that. Whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, you may put a +1/+1 counter on each plant creature you control. And it's a 5/5, so not bad at all. Perennial Behemoth, artifact, creature, beast. You may play lands from your graveyard, and it's got Unearth for 2. What that means is that you return this card from your graveyard to the battlefield. It gains haste. Exile it at the beginning of the next end step, or if it would leave the battlefield. Unearth only as a sorcery, and it's a 2/7. 5 to bring out, if I didn't say that. Siege Ship Agrarian, creature, insect scientist, costs 4 to bring out. Whenever this creature becomes tapped, create a lander token. And it's got Landfall. Whenever a land you control enters, put a +1/+1 counter on this creature. Duskdale Worm. I did a short about this. If you guys are interested, check that short out. Duskdale Worm costs 7 to bring out, a little bit more, but again, if you've got your Llanowar Elves out, or if you've got, that many turns in, you'll be able to bring him out. And he's 7/7 and got Trample. Protean Hydra. I also did a short on this recently. Awesome card here, and I really like the artwork, but it costs X and 1 green mana to bring out. Protean Hydra enters the battlefield with X number of 1/1 counters on it. If damage would be dealt to Protean Hydra, prevent that damage and remove that many +1/+1 counters from it. Whenever a +1/+1 counter is removed from Protean Hydra, put 2 +1/+1 counters on it at the beginning of the next end step. So that's kind of our one of our showcases for this, but we've also got Genesis Hydra, which costs X and 2 green mana to bring out. Creature, plant, Hydra. When you cast this spell, reveal the top X cards of your library. You may put a non-land permanent card with mana value X or less from among them onto the battlefield, then shuffle the rest into your library. Genesis Hydra enters the battlefield with X +1/+1 counters on it. Alright, so that is the main deck. We made a couple of modifications. I'd actually made another video, but we made a couple modifications to it. Oh yeah, now the special stuff. Our artifacts and artifact equipments. Or, no, we don't even have any regular artifacts, just artifact equipments. So we've got Meteor Sword. When this equipment enters, destroy target permanent. So it's good to get rid of your enemies' creatures there. Equipped creature gets +3/+3, and it only takes 3 to equip it, so not bad. Swiftfoot Boots, classy. Costs 2 to bring out. Equipped creature has hexproof and gains haste. Equip only costs 1. And then we've got our Hunter's Blowguns. Hunter's Blowgun is really cool. And I just discovered this card after coming back to the game and then going through and getting a box of Caverns of Ixalan, and we got these out of them, as well as a bunch of other awesome cards. Check out our shorts on those if you care to. But Hunter's Blowgun costs 1 to bring out, equipped creature gets +1/+1, and then equipped creature has Death Touch as long as it's your turn. Otherwise it has Reach, and it takes 2 to equip. So that's the main meat of the deck, and I'm gonna put it all together and we're gonna show you just a little demo of how quickly this can snowball if I built this right. Should only take about 4 shuffles to get a decent shuffle going. Okay, so we're going to draw 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And we're going to go with it because we've got 2 forests, we've got Llanowar Elves, so that's 3 mana. Shoop only takes 2 to bring out. Hunter's Blowgun only takes 1. Map the Frontier only takes 4. And we'll at least get a little bit of protection for our Llanowar Elves before the next turn, or before we start to bring other stuff out onto the battlefield. So we're going to go ahead and play a forest. So let's say the enemy usually doesn't have anything on turn 1. If they do, I'd be surprised, but they might have a Llanowar Elves or something like that. So we'll put our Llanowar Elves out, and then it'll be their turn. Obviously, what the f***? What in the hell? I turned it off. Okay. And that's going to be a redraw. Reshuffle and a redraw real quick. Might not have shuffled it quite enough. That's okay. A good deck can always use a good shuffle. We shall see how this goes. And if you enjoy what we're doing, check out our shorts and hit subscribe, see more. And then I'll drop some links down below. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's see what we get this time. Ah, there we go. There's some forest. And an Evolving Wilds. Is there anything we can bring out immediately? We can bring out the Swiftfoot Boots. And we can play the enchantment so we get Landfall. Not bad. So let's reshuffle and look again. Four, 5, 6, 7. Okay. 1 forest, Earthbender Ascension, Evolving Wilds. Nothing that we can... I mean, we can start... Okay, so... I was hoping to have a Llanowar Elves to be able to show you the quickness, but let's just show you how this can go. So, forest on first turn. Hunter's blowgun comes out. And then you're waiting. Obviously, they can attack you if they can get something out on the first turn, but most of the time people will get something out on the second turn, so Hunter's blowgun gets set aside until we got something else to bring out. And we do have a couple of things in here to be able to do. So let's go ahead and get into the second turn. It was a Ragamuffin Raptor. So let's bring Evolving Wilds out. Even though we can't get the landfall from it right now, you need the land, so we'll sacrifice that to be able to pull a land out of the deck and reshuffle. Oh yeah, pull my land. There. Let's pull that one. And now that is in your graveyard. Important to know. Because if you're putting cards in your deck that will pull from your graveyard, then as soon as you've got something in there that's, you know, able to, or something in your hand that's able to pull that back out of there, you can do that. But you have to have one that'll pull a land. Most of them are like pull your creature back out of the graveyard, something like that. Okay, couple of shuffles. Now already, again, we've got that Hunter's Blowgun out, so as soon as we have some creatures out to put that on, we can do that by equipping it for 2. But so we've got Ragamuffin Raptor, which we pulled. Let's see, we're gonna put down. No, we can't do that yet. Can't do anything yet. Okay, so next turn they're gonna possibly do you a little bit of damage, and we draw a forest. There we go. That's exactly what we needed. And now we can bring out Earthbender Ascension, which is gonna set us up for the next turn. They might be able to get you down to, like, you know, 16 by this point, maybe a little less. Next turn, Tatiana. We can't bring her out yet. We can't bring out Ragamuffin Raptor yet. We can bring out Ride the Shoopoof though, for 2. Okay, so now let's take a peek at what we've set up here, because this is turn 3. So we've set up a possibility for a double landfall, and an equipped creature gets +1/+1 and has Death Touch. So let's say you drew a little bit better than we drew, and you're probably gonna get some good play. So tell us what you think. Is this a deck that you would play? Should we build more of them? Of course we're gonna build more landfall decks. We can't help ourselves. But yeah, thank you guys for watching so much. Again, this is MTG Watchdog and family. We are out of here. Peace, y'all.